Hello, viewers! Thank you so much for watching the Cringe Man's videos. I am, of course, the Cringe Man yourself. Hacha, the hottest guy in town, which is saying something since, I have low self-esteem issues, and that's not actually true if you meet me in real life. Now, you could also call me by a few names. K, Cal, Edgar, Hottie, DJ, whatever suits you. Now, if you haven't seen my Instagram post, which you go follow my Instagram, by the way, let's just say I bought quite a bit of stuff. So, for those who don't know what VHS tapes are, they're basically DVDs, except they don't come like this. They have a sort of opening somewhere where you don't open them, but you can just pull them out, like this. You don't need to open anything, you just need to slide it out. Now, VHS tape will be black, long, thick, kind of thick. No, I'm not referring to BBC. Don't ask what BBC is. I'm not answering that. But it basically will look like this, just a bit thicker, slight bit shorter or longer. It varies. But, got a bunch of those at a Rummage sale for my local church, August 26th. Next year, we'll have it sometime during June or July. So if you guys want to come down, I'll make a video about it, and I'll do the sort of address for it. I'll give you guys the address. It'll be the same place where the Easter egg hunt was for the past 2 years. Which, if you guys don't know, they also do Easter egg hunt. They do, I think, a little bit of something for Christmas. I don't think they do anything really for Halloween. They used to do a bit of some for the 4th of July, but that was more for, like, the church members. But they do a bunch of stuff. I'll make a sort of advertisement video about it later. But we all know what we really are here for, the VHS tapes. And again, before I just want to say that I've gotten other stuff there. I'll talk about it at the end of the video. But let's start with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Snow White and Seven Dwarfs isn't nothing special. Like, I really like the cover, and the back here is filled with art. And if anyone is wondering, no, I do not have a VHS or VCR player. VCR and VHS tapes are the same thing. This is the Snow White VHS tape. Look at that beautiful thing. Let's compare this one to the one I have. Let's see. They're both actually around the same height. Dang. On the side here, they're going to have a bit of a number or a symbol. This one's a bit more cut off, but other ones are more prominent or more shown. But that's basically Snow White's version and my version, I guess. And if you're wondering what this VHS is, it's my mom's first visit to the doctor. Yeah, I don't know why I have it. I just wanted VHS tapes. Up next, let's talk about A Christmas Story. A Christmas Story is a classic of Christmas movies that I'm actually not that big of a fan of. I haven't seen the full thing, but from what I have seen, it's okay at best. Like, I'll probably rewatch it. I do have a bit of fond memories with it, but it's alright as far as I know. But the VHS box set, or cover, and back is so cool. And when you take a look inside of it, it's actually kind of crappy. If you could see, part of it has been used, so it is a used version, but probably not heavily. Alright, that's really nothing special. Now let's talk about Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget, I have actually not seen the film, but I just thought I might as well watch it here soon. I don't hear very good things about it. But Inspector Gadget's basically about a man that's basically became a robot and a hero. There's a villain called the Claw, which you can see his face. He's usually hidden, like you don't see his face. And there's actually a revival series on Netflix, which you could go watch right now on said Netflix. When you look inside, which I don't think I ever looked inside of this. Oh wait, no I have. This actually is kind of interesting. You can see the Inspector Gadget name and logo. It hasn't really been used that much, but if you really look to the side, if you could see a bit of it being used. Pretty cool. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but Matthew Broderick's in this, and I like him as an actor a bit, so might as well see it. Alright, up next is the special edition of the Santa Claus. What makes this one so interesting is that A, it's Tim Allen, the same guy as Woody. B, this is the special edition. On the top, it's a blue cover, and it also says, if you read closely, special edition. That's actually probably the coolest one that I have because it's kind of different. And if you look inside, there may be a couple stuff missing, but you get the free You get the free ticket to the Santa Claus 2. That's actually cool. And it even says in theaters November 1st. Weird because it's a Christmas movie, but I don't care. Then you also have the Enter to Win a Disney DVD library. I want VHS tapes, not this, so I don't care that much. Then you also have this, which is stock. It's like stock your stuff you're stocking with Disney Fun, which inside of it is like a bunch of I think coupons and ads. It's actually not that big. There's I think a bit of coupons. This one even says save $5 for the, I guess, normal edition of the Santa Claus on DVD, Blu-ray. There's even a promo for the Inspector Gadget 2. Yes, it did get a sequel. I don't think it stars Matthew Broderick. It may have, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's just see the back here. Nope, it doesn't say anything about that. But it's really cool, actually. I highly recommend, if you ever want to start your VHS collection, try to get the special edition of the Santa Claus VHS tape. If not, just get the Santa Claus. It's a classic that I do think belongs on VHS. That doesn't mean it's bad. I just think it really deserves that market of being a VHS movie. Oh wait, hold on, just let me fix something real quick. Alright, up next, let's talk about another Christmas movie, because I got quite a bit. Home Alone and Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. I actually love both of these covers equally, and on the back they're not too different. Now, if you ask which one's better, I would say Home Alone's known more, but I would say Home Alone 2 is my favorite. I've kind of changed my mind about how I love the second film. I like it now. But I feel like the first one, although is iconic, it just feels off at times. This one's even more off, but I just still like it. The Home Alone 2 Lost in New York VHS tape doesn't look all too shabby. Pretty cool. Actually a part of it's been ripped off a bit. Well, no, not ripped off. Never mind. I thought it was something else. It was actually stuck because some guy said, please rewind it or something. Then here's the first one. Looks kind of similar. Home Alone and Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. Pretty cool VHS tapes. I'm glad I actually have them because, well, they're from probably one of my all-time favorite directors. Even though I haven't watched a lot of his projects, he's still one of my favorites. John Hughes. Although he hasn't directed these, he's only produced and written them. The actual director of these films is Christopher Columbus. Alright. Let's stop talking about Christmas movies and start talking about a bit of iconic Disney films, such as Snow White, with The Lion King, the last Disney VHS tape I'm talking about today. The cover art's not too shabby. The back is pretty cool, I guess. Inside, if you look in it, I feel like the Disney, Walt Disney Home Video just kind of takes part of it away. But it's cool, I mean, I guess. It just, I really don't know what to say. It's interesting. I actually didn't really want to get this originally. And, but I decided to because, I mean, I like The Lion King. I was wanting to get the Aladdin, but I decided not to because I'm not as big of a fan. I like the movie. I actually would say it's one of the better or best Disney movies that I've seen, but it just never really came as my favorite. Up next, let's talk about probably one of the best films and influential of all time, the colored version of The Wizard of Oz, aka the only version. I originally thought this was the first colored movie. It actually isn't. It is a different film that I may talk about later. I forgot the film, but it came out sometime before this, and did you know Walt Disney also worked on this movie? Because, if you could tell, there's similarities to it. Now, the box cover was pretty fun. The back, I would really say, is so fun. You could see Dorothy and the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion. Which I think they do have different names in here. Let me see. Alright, so... Tin Man. Oh, their names are actually Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Cowardly Lion. The VHS tape is dirty, yeah, because it's old, but it kind of has a bit of a charm to it since it's a classic. Next, the last two I have, let's talk about the special edition of Save It Private Ryan. This is a special limited edition that if you open it up, you get 2 VHS tapes. The first one is with bonus footage, which actually has been used quite a bit. Frick. Looks like I may not be able to watch it since it's been used a bunch. So you could barely even save the tape. But, I mean, at least the original's still intact. Because, I mean, look at it. Oh, yeah. The feature one is still beautiful. Now, on the back here, it's, well, besides a ticket to the National Day Museum, New Orleans, or whatever this thing is, it's about the film itself. Internationally acclaimed by critics and audiences alike, Steven Spielberg's Saving Private Ryan is an unforgettable film achievement that has profounded and lasting impact throughout the world. This basically explains what it meant to a worldwide audience. Now, and those who really don't know the movie biz well, Steven Spielberg is probably one of the most, if not the most influential director of all time, making such classics such as E.T., The Goonies, American Tail. I am not kidding, he actually did the movie American Tail, and quite a bit more. He even executive produced Animaniacs. Good show, not the best, but really good show, highly fun. Whoever says they hate the film, well, you don't have a soul or a life. Just, let me fix this here. I do understand why people would hate the series, but it's like, it's kind of hard not to love it for its fun, wacky creativity. Alright, and the last, and certainly not least, probably is, James Cameron's most acclaimed films, a 2 VHS tape of, the Titanic. Now, the first two, so this is the first one that will explain basically what happened as a story synopsis. And this one will explain real-life events. Let me read the first VHS tape. Nothing on earth can rival the epic spectacle and heartbreaking grandeur of the Titanic. The sweeping love story that sailed into the hearts of moviegoers around the world, ultimately emerging as one of the most popular motion pictures of all time. That will definitely be true. That's 100% true since it made, like, I think $1 billion. And it even got re-released sometime either this year or last year on Valentine's Day. Leonardo DiCaprio and Oscar nominee Kate Winslet light up the screen as Jack and Rose, the young lovers who find one another on the maiden voyage of the unsinkable RMS Titanic. But when the doomed luxury liner collides with an iceberg in the frigid North Atlantic, their passionate love affair becomes a thrilling race for survival. From acclaimed filmmaker James Cameron, who also did the Avatar films, comes a tale of forbidden love and courage in the face of disaster that triumphs as a true cinematic masterpiece. And let's look at the VHS tape now that we're at it, shall we? Oh, wow, it's blue. It says cassette 1. Hasn't really been used all that much. Now, although a lot of people say that Avatar would be its most acclaimed, that's not necessarily true. It's the most acclaimed at the CGI department, but it's not really loved for its story. Yes, it has a good story, but it's generic. Same for the sequel. I actually didn't like the sequel that much. See my I think, spoiler review of the film. which I'll probably link in the comments, which I'll probably link it above somewhere. And let's read the second synopsis. 1,500 people went into the sea when the Titanic sank from under us. 6 were saved from the water, myself included. 6 out of 1,500. Afterward, the 700 people in the boats had nothing to do but wait. Wait to die. Wait to live. Wait for an absolute which would never come. So, I actually didn't realize that. Hold on, let me make a darker pitch. 1,500 people went into the sea when Titanic sank from under us. 6 were survived from the water, myself included. 6 out of 1,500 lives. Afterwards, the 700 people in the boats had nothing to do but wait. Wait to die. Wait to live. Wait for an absolution, which would never come. Now let's go on to happy stuff and look at the VHS tape. Looks exactly the same, just has cassette too. Sorry I'm going fast. I just have high levels of ADHD and I kind of want to get this over with. The front of the VHS tape looks entirely different and actually has never been used. I just want to say, everyone, the Titanic is a really good film. I would say, like, the parts that don't have Rose and Jack, everything with old Rose kind of sucks and it feels long. But now let's get to some of the final stuff I did get, including this. It isn't just like this random thing that kind of looks like a liquor bottle thing, but a magnifying glass. You look out of these things and you get to see the screen. I actually wonder if you get to see my eyes. Come on. If you saw my eyes, great. Then you know what my eye color is now. I also got something which is in my pocket. A key box for your belt and keys. A Coca-Cola cup, which I have not taken the label off or the sticker and haven't rinsed yet. And a calculator. Don't know why. It actually works. I'm thinking about taking it with me to school for math, so that way I could kind of cheat in class if I wanted to. Don't worry, I'm not going to actually cheat unless I'm really needing help for like a test or something. And that includes the video. I'm sorry it took a while, but please like, share, subscribe. Hey, maybe just spread some love and tell people to follow my account. Also go follow my Instagram. The Instagram is just The Cringe Man. It always has been. And by the way, thank you for 50 followers already. I only started about like 3 weeks ago, so having 50 is actually kind of shocking. Especially since I grew pretty fast. Same for how I already got to 128. Basically immediately after I reached 100. Just so many people have been subscribing. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, and stay cringy.